It's a very good morning to the Gelding, and Gelding races return to headquarters, Flemington. We'd be very happy with that, wouldn't we?
Oh, Professor, glad to see you back at headquarters. As we've said, well, I'll say first of all, good morning to yourself and to the listeners. This is a track which I rate probably definitely the best in Australia, probably the best in southern hemisphere of the world. I reckon fantastic course, Professor.
All right.
And have an interest there today.
Yes, you've got an interest.
I would normally be there.
Well, no doubt you'll be going out to watch that interest, won't you?
Flemington, Mornington, Professor. No, I don't think I. Family commitments around Christmas, Professor. You know what they're like.
Yes, I know all about it.
The place.
I know all about it, Gelding, and I sympathise with you. But hopefully, you'll be somewhere where you can actually turn on the TV when race 9 is starting to run, so that you can see how your horse actually goes.
Professor, it's a lunch in Mornington, a 5:40 at Flemington. Yeah, I reckon we just might have to time it so we get home in time to watch that TV.
All right, Gelding. Well, it's a 9-race card. The first's at 12:35. The feature race, they're playing with the feature race again, Gelding. Race 6, the JRA Trophy, a listed race over 2,600 metres, valued at $175,000. Race 6. It's better than race 5, I guess.
Well, at least it's in the quaddie, Professor. I don't know why the main race is never always race 7, but anyway, look, let's not say anything, Professor. What's wrong with an eight race card, and having the daily double race 5 and race 7, and the quaddie being 5, 7, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But,
the racing clubs want at least 9 races, and the greedy ones want 10, Gelding. So
yeah. How come race 9's worth half the money, Professor?
Your horse is in it, that's why, Gelding. All right, the track's rated a good 4. I would suggest that could be upgraded, Gelding, given the weather. And the rail is in the true position.
Unbelievable.
A nothing race meeting, and the rail's in the true position. But by crikey, you come Cup, the Spring Carnival, it's 6 metres, 9 metres. It's in the true position, Gelding.
Oh, Professor. I wish I was going out to Flemington today. It's a lovely day. Rail in the true, as you said, a good 4 track. Hopefully we can get the track will play fair. Normally best to back horses just behind the pace. I will say after last week, Professor, we can't cover what's going to be incompetent rides. We pick these horses on form and where they should be positioned. But if some person on board decides to
lose their compass, Gelding,
set a horse an impossible task to win the race, we can't. It's pretty hard to tip that hours before the race, Professor. But we will just say that we've gone for some jockeys who hopefully will follow instructions today.
The punter's lament, Gelding, the punter's lament.
I did read a tweet from Wiley Delzeal. I'm sure it was tongue-in-cheek that he was happy with the run. I'd be happy with the run of the horse. I don't know whether I'd be happy with the ride on the
horse. All right, Gelding, what are your 2 best bets for today's Flemington race meeting?
Going early, Professor, and following the most informed trainer at the moment, Peter Moody. Whatever he's doing, he's got this stable flying at the moment. And my first bet is race 1, number 12, River Noir, trained by Peter Moody, ridden by Jamie Carr, again, one of our favourite jockeys. This horse has had the 1 start for the 1 win, Professor, at Moe, where it comfortably beat a field by 4.5 lengths and certainly looked up to city class in that run, Professor. So, look, we're a bit short at round about the 240, 250 mark, but might be a nice little way just to kick off our parlay bets, Professor. Then I'm going the next race, race 2. Again, Peter Moody, number 7, Cottel. This one is claiming on using Christine Heffel, claiming 2. Again, another young horse out of the Peter Moody stable that's had 2 starts for 2 wins, Professor. One as a 2-year-old at Caulfield. Then he spelled it, and look at won well at a Cranbourne night meeting the other week by a length and a half. So with the claim coming in, Professor, I like race 2, number 7, Cotel. So I'm going early, race 1, number 12, into race 2, number 7. And then we'll be waiting to race 9, number 8, Drop the Mic, Professor.
Are you having an each way on Drop the Mic?
Having an each way, my feelings are big field, 16 horses, probably against the way the horse will be ridden, not what this owner particularly wants. I'd like it to be from barrier 2 sitting 4th or 5th, Professor, but my understanding is the trainer will be telling Melissa Lloyd, the young apprentice, to drop it back. And with some of these other horses in here, Professor, I think we'll be too far back coming around the turn, and hopefully he runs on. Yeah, well, I'm not liking the race tactics that will be employed on it, Professor. But then again, we'll see what the stewards have to say about those.
Fair enough, Gelding.
You like, Professor?
Yeah, Gelding. I'm going to tip in the next 2 races after yours. So that's a first for Sports Fan, and that's racing. We haven't
an early quadrella.
Yeah, we haven't tipped the first four races in a race meeting since we've been doing the program, Gelding, but today is the day. Race 3, the Love That Horse Trophy race, 1,600 metres, a benchmark 64. In that race, Gelding, I like horse 4, Aaron Bay, coming out of barrier 2. It's had 12 starts for 4 wins and 4 placings, so a 33% win rate, a 67% place rate, which is excellent. It's up in class, Gelding, but it ticks a lot of filters. Number 1, it's won at the track. Number 2, it's won over the distance. Number 3, it's won at the track and over the distance, and it's won 3rd up before. So there are quite a few filters there. It's a 3rd up start for it. Phil Stokes, a local trainer, I've got to be on board with him, Gelding. The danger is Pounding, which ran 2nd to Detonator Jack. So if you can run 2nd to Detonator Jack, you're not a bad horse.
Yep, you're a very good horse, Professor. Again, another Moody horse, but we were on Aaron Bay last start when it won.
Yes, Gelding. It's ridden by Zach Spain, and he was piloting the last time we were on. Yep. He's in career form, Gelding, over the last 50, 14%, which is very good for him. And Phil Stokes also in career form, 18% over his last 50. So very happy with those figures. And I think Aaron Bay looks a good bet. Other people think similarly to us, Gelding. It was 440 at the start of this morning. It's come into 380 in the last hour and a half.
So a horse that always is well back, Professor. So, yeah, which is an encouraging sign when a Phil Stokes horse is backed in.
Yes, Gelding, yes. And the next one in race 4, Gelding, the Kennedy Dual Handicap over 1,800 metres. It's a benchmark 70. I like in that race horse 9, Desperado, coming out of barrier 11. 6 starts for 2 wins and a placing. So similarly a 33% win rate, 50% place rate. It's up in class, Gelding. It won its last start. 2nd up, it's 1 start for a 2nd. Mar Eustace training it, so that ticks a box for me. Oh. It's won over 1,400 and 2,000, Gelding. I know that this race is not over those distances, but it has the journey in it. So I think it can run the 1,800 metre journey. Ethan Brown in the saddle, 12% over the last 50. Mar Eustace, 20% over the last 50. So winning form's good form. It's showing 460, Gelding. So if it starts at 460, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, a good each way bet, Professor. And as you said, we're always on the Mar Eustace horses because they've got such a great winning strike rate. So it's unlike them not to go away from a major meeting without a couple of wins. So
Definitely.
let's hopefully it's race 4, number 9, Professor.
All right, the Professor's Parlay, and we can say the very successful Professor's Parlay, Gelding.
Again, Professor, it got up. Thanks. The horse league a bit short, but that's a win, Professor. Not a collect, a win.
The Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs were also short, Gelding, but it did pay 2-1 overall. So we got double our money back. Now, people might say they're short, but we'd always be happy with double the money back, wouldn't we?
Oh, I think a lot of people would like their pay doubled, wouldn't they, Professor?
Yes, Gelding. Well, let's see if we can do it again today. The agreed bet between you and I, a horse we've been on before, Gelding, and we're pretty confident about. Race 3, horse 4, Aaron Bay. The local trainer, Phil Stokes, confidence in him.
Yeah.
And let's parlay that into a team that's been very good for us, Gelding, the Kansas City Chiefs, who are currently sitting second in the AFC. They've won 10, they've lost 3. They've got a points differential of plus 86. And they're to beat the Houston Texans, a very disappointing season, Gelding. They've only won 1 game.
Yeah.
The last in the AFC. They've got a minus 103 points differential. So I think Kansas City Chiefs look pretty good at $1.10. Parlay that.
Yeah, with Mahomes leading them, Professor, what could be regarded as the best quarterback in the league at the moment.
Yeah, certainly showing star potential, Gelding. And let's parlay that into the Philadelphia Eagles on the road to beat the Chicago Bears. Philadelphia Eagles, number 1 in the NFC. They've won 12 of 13, Gelding. They've only lowered their colours once. A plus 138 points differential, which is almost the best in the league. To beat the Chicago Bears, very, very disappointing, Gelding. They're last in the NFC. Only won 3 games for the season, a minus 63 points differential. So the Philadelphia Eagles, even though they're playing the bottom side at $1.23, so that's pretty good value.
Wow. Aren't they the form side, Professor, this year? Come from nowhere, haven't they, really?
Yes, they are the form side, Gelding.
They're just, well, they're like Collingwood last year. They just keep winning.
Exactly, Gelding. Exactly. All right. That totals up to 11-2, Gelding. So the horse leg is being very kind to us.
Very, very nice. So let's hope Aaron Bay can get us away to a good start today.
All right, Gelding. Well, we've got one more show before Christmas, the Christmas Eve.
Oh.
That's racing, which will be on next Saturday.
The 24th of December, Professor.
Yes, Gelding. I'm looking forward to that. So I think we've brought some Christmas cheer to That's Racing supporters and viewers this year. Oh,
I would have thought that there may have been some little brown paper bags wrapped up in Christmas presents for us, Professor, from some of the listeners, but let's wait and see.
Well, Gelding, we keep hoping and we keep being disappointed.
They always have an excuse, Professor, don't they?
Maybe we should make this a subscriber pays service, Gelding.
Oh, I reckon maybe that's something to look forward to in the new year, Professor.
You and I should have a off-site meeting about that, Gelding.
Oh, I think we will, Professor. It might be somewhere where a nice little bit of seafood could be eaten.
Yeah, well, that would be very nice too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe something to look at late January, Professor.
I think so, Gelding.
Will we be? Well, I know I'll be in Victoria next week, Professor.
I might not be in Victoria, but I probably will be.
Oh, right, okay.
All right, Gelding. Well, until next Saturday, and that's racing. It's good luck.
And good punting.